I'm going to show you guys how the outreach agent is built. Let me share my screen and get started. Let's learn how to build an agent that's going to automate your outreach or networking. See, most outreach doesn't fail because the pitch was bad, the message you sent was bad. No, it fails even before the pitch is sent. You see how an average person tries to reach out to international clients. They'll open a directory like Y Combinator or Apollo. They'll copy 20 names into a sheet by hand and they'll guess the email address, paste the same message over and over to 20 people, and they hear nothing back. Then, after they don't get a response, they stop and give up on it also. I'll tell you how many people reach out to it. See, every 100 cold emails you send will get 3 responses. How disheartening and discouraging is this number? We see a lot of complaints from people who are trying to reach out to international clients. They say, I lost a whole day just to find 20 names. Half the emails I sent to was incorrect. They were guesses. I sent the same template to everyone. I wasn't even sure which market I was targeting. I did it for 3 days and then I stopped. I sounded like every other recruiter. I had no idea what to charge them. And by the time I followed up, the moment passed. How many of you resonate with any of these challenges? The problem is you can't find fresh prospects every day. Verify their emails. Write 20 custom messages for each of your 20 leads and send them all out. Do the same thing every single month, every single evening for the rest of your life without burning out. Okay? No one can do this. This is not something that's problematic with you. You have the willpower to do it, no doubt about it. But you're not using the right tools for the job. See, the 3 agents that I'm going to teach you, the first agent will find the leads, verify their email IDs, and personalize the entire experience to each lead. Then second, you can do this every single day, every single morning. You can schedule it for any time that you want. Let's say you want the agent to run every single morning at 9:30 and find you at least 10 people you can reach out to that day. The agent will do it. And third, the person who drives it. The agents will do the work. The entire thing from start to beginning will be done. All you have to do is wake up every morning, review the emails that the agent has put in your drafts, and send it across to the people. Imagine how much time this will save, right? I'll show you guys how this works in action. This is the agent that I built for an IT recruiter. I will tell you guys what each component is and how it works. All right. It will automate your entire networking process. You don't have to worry about finding the right email, sending 20 different messages to 20 different people. Nothing is to be worried about. Yes. Okay, so look at this. Again, I have gone to Claude Code and I have said this is going to be a multi-agent orchestration system. Meaning what? I don't want one agent. I want 3 different agents for 3 different purposes. First, I have asked Claude to do competitor analysis in the field of IT recruitment. See, I've just taken one example as IT recruitment. You can do this for literally any field that you want. Recruits for small and medium enterprises. You can say recruitment for SMEs, whatever it is that you want. Okay. So the first thing I've asked Claude to do is do a competitor analysis. Who are the other people in the IT recruiting niche that I should know about? Who are doing specifically IT recruiting? Number 2, give me a gap analysis showing where the existing service falls short. I'm asking what can the present IT recruiters do better? The gap, I'm identifying that. Then I'm asking for ideas based on those gaps that I can fill up. You guys get it? I'm asking for ideas to fill those gaps up. And lastly, I'm asking why the existing IT recruiter service model is not winning and what can I do differently to actually win? I haven't yet started building the agent yet. I'm doing groundwork, research work. I gave it a very vague prompt and Claude asked me questions to understand what I actually want. It asked me, do you want IT recruiters in India or do you want globally? I said globally. Number 2, what is the buyer or client you're targeting? I'm saying I'm not yet sure who I want to target. I'm going to analyze the whole market and you tell me who I should target. Okay, I put the entire thing on Claude.
Sir Roshan, the first one is the positioning, right? The competitor, it is saying that identify that if I can be IT recruiter or how I should position. Assume you're a recruiter. Now, many of you doing different things. You could be HR generalist, you could be in L&D. So you will write, okay, suppose I'm in L&D. So, but what training I should focus on? I can't do any, right? Maybe if I'm in L&D, I should apply for sales training related freelance projects where I can train sales teams, right? But it is doing that competitor analysis for you, and then it will find clients to pitch to with a personalized pitch based on what they need. Okay, till you're okay? Are you confident to write a 4-line prompt around your competitor analysis? So this is for positioning, because you don't want to say I'm a recruiter, I'll hire any candidate. No, you want to help them hire specific kinds of people, then it becomes better, you can be more unique. All right.
Now, Abhyuday has laid the foundation. Claude asked me questions to understand which market I want to target, which location I want to target, and what kind of service model am I looking to offer. I had no idea. So I told Claude I want to focus on the global market. But other than that, you analyze the whole market, you analyze all the service models that are required right now, and you tell me what I should do. It did a whole analysis and it gave me my competitors first. It told me there are so many IT staffing agencies like Robert Half, Tech Systems, Inside Global, etc. These are the pointers you need to know about. There you can compete on brand and speed of presentation, standard economics, the pricing that is, etc., etc. Number two, we have other remote marketplaces like TopTal, Turing, Andela, etc., which are again my competitors. Third, we have AI native upstarts like AI native platforms like Mercor, Paraform, Micro1, etc., who are again my competitors. So now I know who I'm competing against and what the pointers I need to keep in mind are. Understood so far? First is identifying who our competitors are, which Claude has done a wonderful job. Now, second thing I asked Claude was for a gap analysis. Tell me what these people are doing wrong that I can take advantage of. That is my gap. So Claude told me that first gap is pricing opacity, meaning this is the first complaint that every customer has. All right. This is marketplaces like TopTal and AI native organizations like Mercor take rates that are undisclosed. Then there are rigid commercial terms. Vetting is not that deep. Post placement support is very mediocre in all across my three competitors. Cross border or wealthy market fit is not that great with all my three competitors. Security and data trust again is a problem. Now I know what are the sectors they lack in. This is the gap. Yes. So tell me, can I do all these 1, 2, 3, 6 things better and get ahead of all my competitors? If I price properly and disclose everything correctly, have flexible commercial terms, do proper vetting, give strong post placement of support, all that, will I be able to, give challenge to my competition? Now, the third thing I asked Claude was, okay, you gave me the gap, you gave me my competitors, but how can I take advantage of the gap? So it told me to do something called glass box pricing. So what does that mean? You mention your pricing in your homepage itself. Say we charge 20 to 25%. Engineer can keep the rest 75%, whatever it is. And you'll mention both in invoice. This way, you're far more transparent than your competitors when it comes to pricing. Similarly, AI screen and human sign off, all these were problems that these companies had. It's giving me ideas as to how I can take those problems, those gaps, and turn it into my advantage. Okay. Now, remember, AI also asked me, what kind of service do you want to provide in IT recruitment? I said, I don't know. You tell me. So, guess what? AI recommended a service model, which is an AI augmented but human verified transparent margin recruiting as a service. It was a mouthful to say, but are you understanding how niche this is? Today's day and age, you don't even have to worry about what service you can provide because AI is going to give you a recommended service model as well. It's also giving us reasons as to why this model will win and why competition is the lowest in this market so that you can tap into it. Great. Now it's giving us other details about our competitors and what questions you need to understand before committing to this specific model. Great. I said, okay, I like AI augmented human verified that service. Now go ahead and give me a retainer pricing model, a clear service brief, and a target client list. I asked for a pricing model that will sit well with this kind of service. What should my pitch be? I need, if someone tells me what service do you offer, I need to give them a clear brief. No, I asked AI for that also, and a list of clients that possibly would need this as a service model. It gave me 3 different tiers of pricing. This is the top tier pricing, wherein I charge people $4,500 per month for Scout, which is the premium package in my service. And what comes in this package is mentioned over here. This is specifically for startups that are in the seed series, meaning they haven't yet grown now. They are in their first round of funding. Okay. So this is for startups. Then comes the second tier, which is an embedded pod. Here you are getting paid, sorry, you're charging $9,500 for this. Oh, sorry, my bad. This is the lowest tier. This is the cheapest you can offer for startups. Okay, so 4,500. Then comes the second in the intermediate package called embedded pod, which is for 9,500.
Roshan, just one sec, sorry to interrupt. This is a model. AI will give everybody this, okay? What we should do is how to pitch now and how to automate the personalized part, how the workflow looks, and how the emails get populated. Okay. So this part you all will do. Let's move to the next part of the workflow. This is part one. So we are going to, this is one time. Okay. But now the next part will be where it populates the list of 10 or 20 fresh startups to pitch to, verifies their email IDs, and then sends a personalized message, which is far better than what you can do if you are just sending a general message. Okay. All right, Roshan.
Okay. So again, I don't know how to build an agent and code. I asked Claude to build me an agent that finds all of these. And I asked it to connect to my Hunter account. Hunter basically is a tool that lets you find verified email IDs of people. Okay. So Claude asked me, where should the agent run? I said inside Claude only. Where should the leads go? In a Google Sheet. And where should the source be coming from? So from Hunter.io for email. Okay. Now look at this. This is what the agent looks like, the architecture of the agent. Even if you don't understand this, it's completely fine. Okay. Now, what the agent does is it produces 20 to 40 fresh leads every single day with email ID, and it puts it in your Gmail also. All right. Look at this. I connected my Hunter account with it. It told me the agent is ready to run it. You just have to do this. I did exactly what it told me. And I also scheduled this agent. Remember how I told you, you can do the same thing every single day at a specific time to actually do the entire process again. Swati is asking how to connect Hunter account. Just ask Claude. See, I said connect to my Hunter account, and Claude asked me for an API key, which you can create for free within Hunter, and you will be able to paste it. I'm not supposed to show you the API key, but once you paste the key, it will automatically get connected. Now, look at this. The first thing it does is it creates a Google Sheet like this, wherein it saves all your leads. I just asked for 5 leads because 20 leads were taking too much time. You can do n number of leads, by the way, per day. But I have asked for 5 leads, 19th June, which is literally yesterday. And it gave me all of my leads with their, Y Combinator link, what they do, the exact message I need to send them, all of it in one go. All right. Then I told build me an agent that runs it every single day at 9:30 p.m. So it did that also. Lauren Frank is asking, is Hunter account free or commercialized? So Lauren, you have a free Hunter account also, which lets you find 50 leads per month. But if you want more than that, number one, you can either log into Hunter with a different Gmail ID, or you can purchase the paid plan for $49 per month. 4,500 rupees.
There's a lot you can do with the free account. And if you don't want to use Hunter, you can bypass it, because there are a lot of people who have their email IDs available online. A lot of startup founders have emails available online because they want to be contacted by investors, by people who host podcasts. They want to be contacted by talent, by customers. So it'll find it. AI can find it. So you can bypass Hunter altogether. But we've just made it to show you how it looks. Okay. And there are a certain number of free credits you get on Hunter. So you can plug in Hunter for free also to try out how to make the agent.
I told build me an agent that runs every day at 9:30 p.m. Okay. So it built me an agent. It told me, Hunter account gives you 50 searches. It looked out for me basically. I said, no problem. Open my Gmail and make a personalized draft for the first prospect on the list. I just wanted to see if it works. Okay. Guess what it did? I'll show you the first draft it made. This is the first draft it made. It sent it to this. Hatchet is a company that was looking for a full stack engineer, and it crafted a personalized message like this. Are you guys seeing this? Hi, saw your full stack engineer role open for Hatchet. Most agencies will tell you that it will take 8 to 12 weeks, blah, blah, blah. I'll build a AI screened pipeline in 72 hours. Guys, I did not write this email, by the way. I'll show you how it works also, don't worry. But are you seeing how customized this is? Are you seeing? It's not a general message that it's sending across to different companies, because that won't work in the first place. Different companies hire for different roles, right? For example, our first company was hiring for engineer. This one is hiring for a back-end or infrastructure engineer. This one is for a founding engineer. It's all engineer because it's IT recruitment. But are you seeing within engineering itself, there are so many niches, and each and every message is for that specific role. Now, do you guys want to see this in action? I've got 5 emails now. Let's do for another 5 and see. Because doing 20 is also possible, but it's going to take so much time. You want to do this for 5 more people?
Is this better than writing, I'm a recruiter, I can help you with recruitment, onboarding, performance management? Is that mail better than that? For everybody, it is saying. Maybe you could even send them a few profiles. Correct? We will reveal an app that we have built for our candidates where you can actually send them customized profiles. Okay? You would like that? How many of you would like that? That if you had access to something like that, it'll be crazy, right? Imagine what all is possible, literally on the basis of that. And I mean, yeah, we told you we'll teach you 6 agents and we will do that. But this career one is very, very important.
Okay. I'm going to say, do the same thing for 5 more leads. Very simple, nothing crazy. I'm not saying find leads, give me my email ID, nothing. I've already given it all the context that I want. So after this, every time I want my agent to work for me, I just have to go and tell, do this for me. That's it. Isn't that how you work with an intern as well? You hire an intern, you go ahead and tell them all the entire process once, and then they'll do the same work over and over again every time you ask them to do it. Except this is going to work much more efficiently. It's going to have no room for error, right?
So she will show you the routine, then you will understand how the agent is get built. Right now, she has built it to do a task. Okay, now she will build an autonomous agent which will keep doing it every day. Okay, at a fixed time. And if she wants to run it before also, she will say, hey, go ahead, do this.
Okay. So I'm going to say, can you schedule this for 9:30 a.m. every day, so that every single day, without even me having to do anything, it will run the whole process by itself. All right. See, it's creating a routine. You can also create a routine by going to routine. I'll show you guys both ways, but let's see. See, it's creating, it has given the agent a name. It has given the scheduled task a name as well. And it will do the entire thing by itself. Okay. Now, this is one way you can create a routine. See, it says the daily harvest agent, which actually brings in my leads, runs at 9:30 a.m. every single day. And the outreach agent that actually, populates the Google sheet and puts drafts in my emails will run at 9:30 p.m. every single day. This is one way you can create a routine. Or you can go to routine section over here, click on new routine, do remote, and name your routine. Let's say this is for IT recruitment routine. Okay. And then you basically describe what Claude should do in each session. Claude should, first of all, go on platforms like Y Combinator and other platforms where jobs are listed, and it should go ahead and find openings in the IT recruitment field. Number 2, it should connect to your Hunter account and pull out the email IDs of all these clients. All right. Third, it should put email drafts. Oh, let me type it out.
Now it's up to you which tools you want to give to the agent to work on? Do you want to take the agent out of the Claude environment? Other than OpenClaw and a few other tools, very few people want to take the agent out of the Claude environment or the anti-gravity environment. You know why? Because then they can do stupid things. They'll blow up money on a credit card. They'll do wrong things. They'll run wrong stuff. Correct? This has happened. You can check. They'll delete files. So people don't want 100% autonomous agents. They want autonomous agents with respect to a particular task.